Saturday morning and it's snowing again. It's hazardous conditions. And it's freezing in here, about 48 degrees. I think I'm gonna tidy up, dig out some exhaust manifolds, put them on, put the dipstick in it. Maybe I'll boil a thermostat. Then I need to figure out if I'm gonna push this, drive this. This thing runs good. Drive this thing out or what? I don't know. I got plenty of little projects I could do today. Maybe I'll just do those. I'd have to move 1, 2, 3 vehicles. That might be too much trouble. Check this thing out. Not very good light, but 87,000 miles. She's a beaut. But this ain't mine. This is for a guy who wants me to fix it up for him and make her great again. It does have a little rust, but I'll get into that a little further later. But look at this. Completely unmolested. 350 air, all intact. Little number still on the firewall. No rust right there. I kind of wish I had this thing, but I don't. Although the guy says he really likes my old blue Chevy. Alright, got the heater on, had it on here a little while. We're up to 65. I may as well turn it off. See if it'll turn down. That's plenty warm. I've got a new water pump on the motor, but I don't have a nipple. But the old water pump's got one, so I need to remove that. And then here's the manifolds off that old truck I cut up. I need to put a couple studs in it, get those ones out first. So that should be fun. Hey, look who showed back up. The little man, who's not so little anymore. And he's going to scrape that gasket off for me. Being careful not to cut his fingers, right?
How do I cut my fingers with this?
Get your fingers in the way. While he was gone, I made this fuel line, which I made a video of, come to think about. So I'm going to go find a gasket while he's cleaning that up, and then probably for some bolts for him, and work on this stuff, and he's going to learn lots of things, right? Like, for example, what's this?
You just told me.
Hey, look, I found a gasket in my stash. That's why I save stuff. It saves me the trouble of going down to the parts store and seeing the young man there, or lady with a thin mustache, and ask me whether it's a Cheyenne or a Scottsdale and 10 times what engine it was. And drives me crazy. Alright, we got one done. Now I might do just a little welding to tighten that up so it don't rattle. I think we'll keep that. When you get burned, you play with fire. And now the little man will demonstrate how to install the gaskets. Very good. Very good. Alright, now we just got to tighten the bolts.
Wow.
Good work. Keep going. I ain't sure why we got a candle burning on the workbench, but I've been using it to light the torch. Got the two broke ones out. That one fought a little bit. But I'm looking at this one. The threads are pretty rusty. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull it out. Sure, it'd be a bummer to have it break off when I was up under the truck, wouldn't it? Because I'd have to have you go in there and get it out.
And that'd be a little difficult.
Yeah. For me and you both, probably.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got the exhaust manifolds installed. I need to check the torque, make sure the little man got them tight enough. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to tighten a couple bolts here, and then we're going to remove this thermostat housing. And we're going to go inside and put it on the stove. I don't know if I got a thermometer that'll work, but we're going to see if it works. And at what temperature, if I have a thermometer. It's getting rough around here, folks. We have accumulation. It's an official wintry mix. I gotta get some buddies over here and hang that thing up there so I can get it out of my way. It's starting to look like a junkyard around here. Did you just throw a snowball at me?
More of like an ice ball, but yeah.
Well, you know, sometimes folks retaliate.
Yeah.
Lucky I like you. Alright, for the first time ever, we're inside the Mr. Heavy Chevy kitchen because we're cooking a thermostat. Right now the water temp's about 80 degrees and our thermostat is closed. Don't tell Mom we got an old thermostat in her pot, okay?
Alright.
Let's let the water heat up and we'll see if this thing opens. It says 192 on it, so at about 192 degrees we should see that thermostat open. We're at 160 degrees. You know the old saying, a watch pot never boils? Looks like a watch thermostat never opens too. Alright, we'll keep waiting. Alright, it's about 185 now. It should open here pretty soon if I don't steam up my camera. You can hear Big Bubba the whiner in the background. Little Miss has gone to the store with her mama and he just can't stand it. Alright, I may have overlooked something here. I just got a pair of needle nose pliers. And look, the thermostat is open. Either open when I looked away or it moved so slow I didn't notice it. But it's closing right now because I pulled it out of the water. And it's closed. Can't see through it. Stick it back in the water. And it's open. But we're at 220 degrees. Alright, well clearly that's not an exact science. But I turned the water down and tried to get it about 195 or so, and it would open. Stick it in the water, it opened. Pull it out, it closed. So I think the thing is functional. So I'm going to clean that up a little bit and put a new gasket on it and see what happens. I don't know if you noticed on vehicles with a good temperature gauge, the temperature will kind of go over the temperature the thermostat's supposed to open at, and then all of a sudden you'll see it drop back, and then it'll be pretty well regulated after that. That may be what we're seeing here. It had to get over the hump, so to speak. Is that your theory?
I guess.
That's what mine is. Alright. Why are your hands so cold?
Because I just hit you with a snowball.
And so he did. Once again hit me with a snowball.
I expected you to have a bad day. Turn around. I said he went through it. And then
Alright, buddy.
you'll get me back sometime.
I think so. Alright, I think we got the motor ready to put on the stand and test fire. Other than priming the oil system. Got the dipstick in, manifolds on, spark plugs in. I rigged up a little dual ollie right here so you can put a 3/4 hose to a 5/8 hose. I started to try to solder that. It's 2 pieces of copper plate, but I couldn't get it to stay where I wanted it to. It was kind of a loose fit, so finally I brazed it and that worked okay. It's got a new fuel pump because the old one was broke inside, which I never really seen before, but I think it's good to go. I would put it on the stand tonight, but it's snowing. I don't feel like moving a bunch of stuff, so I think what I'll do, since this thing's in here, it's already jacked up. It has an exhaust donut that's blown out. At least I think that's what it is. Investigate that. The speedometer cable needs lubricated. Might get into that. It's getting kind of late in the afternoon though, and we are having a development occur. I'm getting hungry. How about you?
Yeah, I'm all.
He's always hungry.